Meantime, Donald Trump's severe tariffs on virtually all U.S. trading partners has also taken effect. That includes a 104% tariff on China, which, by the way, has responded this morning by hiking their tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%. That is up from the previous 34%.
Following this back and forth is Global's Reggie Cecchini, who joins us from Washington. All right, Reggie, the latest Trump tariffs run as high as 50%. And in the case of China, it's more than double that. As we just mentioned, China has just responded. Any word from the Trump administration? And do we know where this is all headed?
Well, I mean, Carol and Jeff, economists have said where we're heading is for a potential global recession, and that's because this economic tit-for-tat between the two biggest economies in the world does not seem to be settling down. As you said, China retaliated, bringing American exports to 84%, and said that it will, quote-unquote, fight until the end. It also intends to put export controls on things like rare earth minerals that the United States wants. Donald Trump is ultimately looking to get manufacturing brought back into the United States, but economists again have said that it would be logistically and financially difficult to pick up all of these companies and move them into the U.S. They all moved into countries in Southeast Asia over the last several years to try and get out of the Chinese orbit, and in doing so made their products more affordable. All of these countries have now been hit by tariffs by Donald Trump as well. So this becomes a question of who is ultimately going to win here. Trump says that this tariff policy is bringing America money, but that money, as all economists have said, is being paid for off the backs of Americans.
Yeah, let's talk a bit more about that, Reggie, because the administration says, quote, the phones have been ringing off the hook with governments wanting to negotiate. Is Trump using that as proof that the tariffs, that they're working?
Well, I mean, look, Trump says that billions of dollars a day are being brought into the United States because of these tariff policies. And also both he and his trade advisor are saying that upwards of 70 countries have called the U.S. to try and make a deal. But this is a question, who's ultimately going to be the winner in that deal? Does a country who loses maybe some of its tariff rate come out the winner because it's better for their economy? Or does the United States come out the winner because they're able to flex their muscle and say, we are the biggest country, we are the biggest economy, we are going to be the ones who ultimately get what we want? But Trump has said that these numbers are in place because it's going to give America cash. If those rates come down and the U.S. is bringing in less, quote unquote, money from these tariffs, is the Trump administration seen as the winner? It's really unclear where these deals are going to go. And there have been Democratic lawmakers saying, why would any country pick up the phone and call the U.S. when it's been so unpredictable as of late?
So, Reggie, how are U.S. lawmakers reacting, and what's the response been within the Republican Party?
Yeah, look, Republicans, Carolyn, are trying to be very cautious about this because they understand going after Donald Trump could potentially result in their political futures being taken away. But if these Trump policies make life more unaffordable for their constituents may also vote them out of office. And there's big concern here with these Chinese tariffs. The 84% American export tariff is going to have a significant impact on American farmers, where soybeans and sorghum are shipped to China, which is the #1 market. So Republicans are now trying to get together, work with some Democrats, maybe try to take some tariff control away from the White House. But unless they can get a veto-proof bill, Donald Trump has said that he will kill any attempt to take his control on tariffs away, leaving all lawmakers kind of sitting, waiting to see what comes next.
All right, Reggie, good to see you this morning, and thanks for the update.